Today, we're going to simplify the gold market by going over what happened last week or this past week, and then talk about my game plan for the upcoming week, including all my entry and exit zones, and then also places where I'm looking to take profit. So let's just go ahead and jump right into XAUUSD. And if you're new to this channel, I'm Lakeisha. Go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel so that way you don't miss any of these amazing videos. If you are tired of missing out on gold, in this blueprint, you're going to get an easy to follow profitable gold trading table, as well as profitable entry levels and strategies. If you've tried to decode things like FOMC, geopolitical events, you may have tried without much success. And in this blueprint, you're also going to master simple strategies that the big players like banks and institutions follow, and then also be able to spot profitable opportunities so that way you could avoid some of the common traps that other traders fall into. And then, of course, you're going to save hours of research with a clear and actionable plan inside of the gold market. Just take a look at what some people are saying about this. So go ahead and grab your copy of the Profitable Gold Market Blueprint today. I've gotten messages from some of you that you have made money from these gold videos that I create. So I'm going to continue making these. I'm really happy to see those comments. So go ahead and let me know in the comment section if you have made some money from any of these gold videos. And if you're learning something, that's the most important thing to me. So let's just go ahead and talk about what happened last week. As you can see, this is a really clear uptrend, and I was able to take a few trades throughout here. There were at least two really strong trades that I took this past week. And then I did take some small L's, basically trying to swing trade over the nighttime, ended up getting stopped out. I believe this was one of the areas where I got stopped out. But the next day I was able to take a trade and be able to get almost 3R my risk. So basically made the money back and then also made some more. So that's awesome. So that's the power of these markets. So as you can see, very strong trend. Basically, all of this is stemming from all the comments from the new administration and people, just their heightened sense of uncertainty inside of the market. So usually when there's a lot of fear and uncertainty inside of the regular stock market or the economy, then gold tends to do really well. And we can see that very clearly on this chart that we marked up from last week. So let's just go ahead and remove everything and just start from the beginning. So going here on the weekly chart, we can see a very nice strong trend. We literally just talked about that, but basically you can see that there are 4 solid weeks of bullish momentum, and we're actually at the point where we're really close to making a new all-time high inside of this gold market. So it's very interesting to see, especially since we ended the week a very strong bullish candle. I'm going to mark off this all-time high zone, and this is at 27.89. And we can see that price is approaching that level. So it'll be interesting to see how price reacts on that level early next week. So the next level that I'm going to draw is actually right here at 26.14. And then also for you all who are new here, when I call out these price zones, basically they're zones, but I'm looking at the median of this line that I draw and calling that out. So you may have to adjust it on your chart depending on which broker you're using. Currently, I'm using Pepperstone. If you use someone else, then it may be a little bit different. So basically just follow the shape of the market and adjust your lines accordingly. So that is all that I'm going to draw for right now on the weekly time frame. Let's go down to the daily time frame and reset our view so we can see all of the candles with a lot more detail. So now that we're here on the daily time frame, obviously more candles, and I do see another zone that I do want to add here. So I'm just going to clone this. Then we're going to put it, this is a little bit tricky, but I'm going to put it right here where basically at the bottom of this wick since it's short, and then also it'll cross through this longer wick, but we'll make refinements as we go down to lower time frames. So far this is looking pretty decent. I like the way this looks. We are approaching this. And then there's actually another level that I do want to add here on the daily time frame, which is, I want to say it's about here, but now here. So in the past, I would have put it right here because of these wicks right here. But now that we have a new support in this area, I want to focus on most recent price action. So now I'm placing this zone at 26.99, really close to 2700 flat. So that is looking good. I do see a lot of detail throughout here. But for right now, I'm just going to make an adjustment with this level. I'm going to pull it down so that way it touches the support right here. So now price is sitting at roughly 2,600 flat. So that's looking good. I may have to draw some additional zones within here just because the distance from here to here is almost 1,000 pips and pretty much the same, almost the same from here to here. So let's go down to the H4 time frame and see if there are some zones that we could create within there. Okay, so now you can see we got a lot more data. This is the top of the market, and now we're approaching that level, and we can see very clean price action all throughout here. One of the things I am going to mark off, even though I didn't make this a really strong level on the daily time frame, I am going to make it somewhat of a minor level. I'm going to make that a little slimmer on the H4 time frame. So I am going to put a level right here where it's touching these two wicks right here, actually this third wick, and then also we see the support right here. So let me zoom in for a sec just because it's a little hard to see. Okay, great. And then I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. So this is sitting at 27.18, and that's mainly because we have a nice support here. And then if we look to the left, we can see areas that have been rejected here in the past. So in this situation, actually, let me make this a little bit smaller. So in this situation, I would have typically drawn my level right here at these points, but since we've already broken that, I need to focus on most recent price action. So that's why now that's a minor level. It's just the way that I see the market. You may see it a little bit differently. Of course, adjust as necessary. So this is looking good right here on the H4 time frame. I actually do want to put another level, and let me scoot this over. I do want to put another level about right here at 27.43 just to break up the zone a little bit, because I do remember this area because this is an area where I got stopped out. But once price broke above this high, price took off and I was able to make that back and then some. So it's all good, but I definitely want to keep this level in mind. So another level that I want to draw here on the H4 time frame just to break up these zones a little bit, it's probably going to be right about here. Let me make sure this looks good to me. Okay, so actually let's do it right here. Let me see how this looks. Basically, I'm just seeing how these look and if I like it. Okay, so I'm going to place this level at 26.64, really close to 26.65. And basically, for the same reasons, I do see a nice support here. I see one here as well. But then if I look left, I see that this level that I drew lines up with this peak, and then it also lines up with this peak pretty much. Okay, so I want to draw off this level right here at 26.28. One, to kind of break up the zone, but we do see a nice support. Price did sit in this area for quite a bit, and each one of these candles is an H4 candle. So pretty much an entire day almost, price stayed inside of the zone before continuing the move up. And then down here, the only thing that I think I want to do is, let me see how this looks. Actually kind of like this right here. Okay, so I'm going to move this key level down to 20, 25, let's just say 80 roughly, mainly because we have a really strong support, and in the zone price came to it and then it bounced up, and then it basically was the start of this entire move that we're seeing right now. So I definitely want to mark that off as a level that is being respected. And then over to the left, we can see kind of the same thing where it formed a support and then it pushed up. So this bottom level right here, I want to do the same thing, basically just move this down so that way now we have a support, and we can see that this was essentially the start of this leg right here. So now this is looking really good to me. Oh, and just to call that out, that level is now sitting at 25.45, really close to 25.50 if you just want to adjust it on your chart. So that is looking good. Let's go ahead and go to H2. All right, so now I got to squeeze this in quite a bit because I need to look to the left. Okay, that still looks good. This isn't there yet. Okay, so now let me zoom in on recent price action. Okay, so we can just see a very clean move here, sitting perfectly. Then this is kind of sitting perfectly. And then this zone is a little tricky, mainly because we have a nice little support right there. So let me see what happens if I move this down, how this would look. This is now sitting at 26.92, really close to 26.90. And then let me scoot it in. Okay, I actually like it. So, or the zone, I like it. So here, this is still looking good to me. No adjustments there, no adjustments here. And then right here, here's that support that we basically placed this level at. Nice support. Okay, everything else is looking good. Let's go down to the H1, and this is right before we come up with our game plan for the upcoming week. All right, so looking to the left, still looks good. Even though these candles are pushed in, you can still see what is happening here. All right, let me zoom in on recent price action. Okay, just basically just a straight line going up. Okay, so what I want to do right here is move this level so that way this support is touching it, and then also this support is also touching it, kind of. So we can actually get a little bit more precise by making this sit right on top. So now this is sitting at roughly 2740. So that's a nice round psychological number. This level's still looking good. This level's looking good. This level, I think I want to make a quick adjustment. I just need to get more candles in view. Okay, so this right here, do I want to push it? Okay, so now that I'm seeing this, I actually want to push this level down a little bit so that way it lines up with this support. When I was looking at it on higher time frames, it didn't really make sense to me to put it there, but now it does. So here we are at, this is at 26, roughly 60. So that's where that level is going to sit. And then right here, we have another zone. I'm going to do the same thing, move this down so that way the support is lining up. We got support here. Okay, great. Now this is sitting at 26, 23, roughly 25. Still looks great. Go over to the left. I'm fine with that right there. Now we got to go all the way to the left. Okay, so now I'm just going to move this down, this bottom level just a little bit for the same reason. Just basically just have the support sitting right on top of these candles. And this is roughly at 25.40. Have you ever thought that you had to sit in front of charts all day in order to make money from the markets? Well, in this How to Trade with a Full-Time Job kit, I'm going to show you how to master trading in just 1 hour per day without sacrificing your job. You're going to get the strategies that I personally use in order to be able to make time in order to trade and learn and do whatever else I need to do inside of my life. So in this 31 video digital program, you're going to learn some strategies that I've used that you can confidently replicate in your own life in order to be able to trade the markets. And then I'm going to show you how to not get fired for trading and use some ethical ways in order to shine at work and build the skill. Because like you, I'm working full time and I also want to get promoted. So I'm going to show you a whole bunch of other things as well. So that way I can get the promotion, I could get trading and make money from the markets. So if you want this, go ahead and check this out. And then in order to enhance your trading experience, then you could go ahead and check out this 4-video module where I show you my most profitable candlestick patterns that I use currently inside of the market. And it's only $47, so go ahead and add this to your cart and I will see you there. Okay, so now we come up with the game plan for this upcoming week. And I typically do this here on the H1 time frame because I'm mostly looking at this time frame, especially as a swing trader. Okay, so the key thing that I see here is this level right here. This is basically acting as support right here at 27.71 roughly. So basically what I'm seeing is a short-term opportunity to short. This is more for if I was scalping. I don't really do that because I don't really have time, but this looks like a nice area to potentially do it. So right here, it would be roughly 180 pips almost on this market for a short-term short idea, or if price was to come back to this level, 309 pips. So that could be actually a really nice trade. And one of the things that I'm seeing here is I'm seeing this level of support right here at roughly 27.53. And then obviously this level that we called out here at 27.40. So that's a short-term idea. So usually here, I would want to see price break up above this level here at roughly 27.82. But since we're so close to the all-time high, I'm concerned that price may reject. So this is roughly, if we only measure to the level, about 70 or so pips. If it fits within your trading plan, then go ahead and do it, but it doesn't fit inside of mine. I would want to wait and see what price is going to do inside of here. Is it going to consolidate and then break out some kind of way? And if it does, I would want to see price break out above this level, wait for some sort of signal within here that's going to let me know what the direction of the market is going to be, and then either continue up or, as you guessed it, price could possibly continue downward as well. and come down, and maybe that could be a good shorting opportunity. But generally on this market, I am bullish. I know it's a little biased, and usually I come here and try to be neutral, but this week has been very strong bullish, and the trend could possibly continue for next week. But of course, we got to plan for that downside as well, like we have right here. And then of course, if price continues to break down, then we could see price come all the way down here. So this could be an opportunity, or a couple opportunities inside of the market. This is basically just what I'm thinking as far as my game plan for the upcoming week. As you saw last week, that worked out really well. I made some money from the markets, and I hope that you did as well. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and then also subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so, and I will see you in the next video.